Hey everyone, this is Sarah and Jeanette from the Atlanta Divorce Law Group, and we wanted to talk in this video today about dating while you're going through the divorce process. And this is pretty common that before your divorce is finalized and your marriage has been pretty much over for a long time, it doesn't quite feel. Sometimes it doesn't feel like they're being unfaithful or infidelity. It's just a common understanding the marriage is done and you're ready. Your heart's ready to move on. But it can definitely be a taboo when you're going through the process.
It can complicate the process. In general, my advice is don't date while your divorce is pending. If you're in a situation where you've been separated or you have a relationship with someone and you're not going to cut it off, at the very least, don't have your kids around this other person, and keep that separate from your children, and don't be going on big vacations or
post on Facebook.
Or posting on Facebook. Don't be romancing someone while you're going through a divorce. And there are just so many ways that can complicate things. One is even just if your spouse gets upset about it, it can make it so difficult to get the case settled. I've had situations where one of the parties just was so upset over the fact that the other person's moved on and is openly dating someone that there's no movement towards coming up with a settlement agreement. Or I've had situations where we go to mediation and one of the parties brings their new girlfriend or boyfriend to mediation, and that just blows things up, and it can create more attorney's fees. Another issue is if there are kids involved, having a new girlfriend or boyfriend around a child. Even if your spouse doesn't care if you're with someone, a lot of times that's a big trigger with, things are so raw and new as far as just figuring out the divorce, and it's so early to try to navigate the introducing someone to the child, and your spouse might not be emotionally ready to deal with that. And you don't want to throw a wrench into being able to get a good agreement when you're able to just wait a few months. Just wait a few months. Wait till the divorce is finalized. It can also be an issue with some judges, and it just varies by judge, but I have had situations with a very traditional judge who has made decisions in custody cases against someone who has introduced a girlfriend or boyfriend to the kids before the divorce is even final. Just, their belief is that it's not in the best interest of the children.
It's confusing the children.
That it's really confusing the children, and this is someone who doesn't have the kids' best interests in mind. That's not necessarily the case, but it's the perception, and it's what a judge might believe. So in general, it's really just best to not date if your divorce is not finalized.
And one of the points you made that I think is so valid, and we see this very frequently, is as much as you think you're over the marriage and you've moved on, you can never be 1000% sure of how over and moved on your new current spouse that's about to be your ex-spouse is. And if they feel left behind too quickly, they can use the divorce process to get your attention. And that's when these cases that were supposed to be amicable, that were supposed to be quick and easy, start turning very high conflict divorce cases.
And they may even truly think that they're okay with it and that they are over it.
Until they see it. And
I've seen that happen where it's like, we've been disconnected for years. Why would they even care? But they didn't care until they see it. So, there's just so many ways that it can complicate things.
And you may actually see a side of your soon-to-be ex-spouse that you may have never seen before, such as all of a sudden using the children and the child custody plan and the parenting plan, all of that, to bait you for more attention. Or even things like parenting plans usually have a lot of clauses in there about having non-relative adults in the house, and a lot of those rules can become a lot more strict if the other parent feels like you're about to introduce a stranger to them, to your children. So play it cool until the divorce decree is final. If you're in a situation where you already have moved on before you sought the legal advice of a legal counsel, the best we can do to, we can't control anybody's life, but the best advice we can give you at that point is to lay relationship as cool as you can, and do not be that open about it. Introduce the children to it. Post it all over social media. That can be. We understand that can be hard when you've completely moved on and ready to celebrate your new life. But in the best interest of yourself, your future, and your children, hold off until the divorce decree is final.
That's right.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.